How's it going, guys? Welcome to my channel, TRIFIVE Guy, and this is my 1957 Chevrolet 150 sedan. So let me start with a quick walk around the car. So like I said, it's a 57 150 two-door sedan. I bought it about in 2013. So the biggest feature is that it's right-hand drive, and no, it didn't come from overseas. It didn't come from England. It didn't come from my birth country, Australia. It actually has never left the country, to my knowledge anyway. It's a Janesville built 57. I converted it to right-hand drive. Now that was a bit of a process to do. Step back a bit here. This is the dark side of the shot. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. And obviously the RHD 57 obviously means what it is. It's a right-hand drive 57. So like I said, I made it right-hand drive, you know, just to be different. You know, there was no purpose to it. It's just that you go to shows and, you know, most cars all look the same. They're either blue, red, white, yellow, whatever, but they all look the same, you know, like. So I said, I want to do something different to this car. I want to, you know, build it into a right-hand drive car. Sure, they made 55 6s and 7s right-hand drive, but all of them used the 55 6-dash. I guess that was a tooling thing they did back in the 50s. You know, they saved money and cost in just producing 1 year only 57 dash that would look like that. So it made sense to put a 55 dash in them, or 56 dash. They're both the same pretty much. Difference being some trim on the dash. But anyway, so here's a close-up of it. So, you know, 150, standard 150 steering wheel. And it's my finger again, always get in the way. Yeah, just almost 100% left-hand to right-hand drive conversion. The only difference would be that ashtray should really be over on this side. But other than that, pretty much everything is as it should be. You know, I added a few things in here. I did add, you know, temperature and voltage and oil gauge, obviously. You know, another thing I had to do was the pedal configuration. They had a, what do you call it, like a shaft that comes out through the firewall. This one has like a low-car type pedal assembly on it. And, yeah, pretty much, you know, everything's in the standard configuration. Also, the shifters in the middle, as you can see, I had to, you know, most of these 55, 6, 7 shifters are, you know, are off to one side, off to the driver's side, so it would have been over this side. So I had to modify the base of the shifter where it goes into the mechanism, and so it would, you know, be centered, because when I first had it going, it was over here somewhere, and I had to lean over. It was quite strange and unusual to shift like that. You know, I'm originally from Australia, so driving a right-hand drive vehicle, you know, wasn't much adaptation for me. In this car, obviously we drive on the other side of the car and on the other side of the road in Australia. The thing is, in the States, we drive down the road on the right-hand side of the road. So you're on the right-hand side of the car, on the right-hand side of the road, and it feels like you're in the ditch constantly. So other features are pretty much standard 150 features, 150 interior. And you probably can't really tell, but this is pretty much what a utility sedan looked like. You know, it had this decking here that you would put your parcels. If you're a shoe salesman or a vacuum cleaner guy, you would throw it all in the back here, all your parcels and packages and whatever. And yeah, and that's how they were. They were black here. They weren't the same colour as the trim, the 150 trim there. that was in 3 colours too, and if you had a sedan delivery, it would be green. I think you can only get the green variation in this colour, and that someone will probably tell me different, and that'd be great. We all want to know the correct features for these things. And they had a backboard, yeah, pretty much all the way you would have had it, excluding the 4-speed and the extra gauges, but and the right-hand drive conversion. So yeah, there you go. So he's looking back into the sedan, a utility sedan rear area, and like I said before, you know, they had a platform. Now, bear in mind that these platforms originally, they were steel, I believe. Now this car here isn't a factory utility sedan. I made it into that, into the 150 utility sedan, which meant that they didn't have roll-up back windows. They were just you know, they were stationary window. They had a platform in the back and no back seat rest. So you can store stuff in here. And they would have had a platform, but I believe they were made out of steel, like a steel section. So I made my own out of plywood, sturdy. It's bolted in at the back and it sits in the front here. It's got the factory style rubber mat, and then it's got a part number over here as well. And that's how this is. You know, it's just me and the wife, so we really don't carry anyone. It's good if we do go away and take this car, we can put our luggage inside the car, or any extra stuff we can just throw it in the back here and not hurt or damage the interior if there was one in there. Looking into the driver's side of the car, pretty much as it would be on the other side. You obviously have to shift with your left hand, and all the pedal placements are all identical. That's where they would be if it was on the other side. Fingers again. Yeah. As I said before, now all the door trims, no armrests. So this will be the passenger side now. New factory style door panel, no armrests. I think you can order it with an armrest, but it was optional. Everything's been replaced and redone, all the channelings and all that. They're actually factory. I found some factory ones in packages for the seal, for the door seal, all that. I won't show you my whole bin, but factory V8 57, V8 150A 57, year J Janesville, and the V represents V8. 4-speed per shifter, 5567 style, the missed bench seat. I had to make that boot myself and make the shroud because it had to be bigger. The smaller one that you get from Hurst was, because it had to step across, was just too small and was fouling on the mechanism, so I just made my own shifter boot. I still got to clean off the marker and stuff that I made, but yeah, he's looking back at the whole back, and yep, that is a nitrous oxide. Let's have a look at her. You get them right at Summit Racing. And there it is, the delete. Pretty much stock in here, except for the addition of the battery. And it's all 1 gauge, all the way up the, or 1/0 gauge. Ground, everything runs up the front, power. Factory style rubber mat in the trunk. Missing the wheel. I was just going to come across a good wheel that I could just put in there for looks, but at the moment it's great storage. All the stuff has been replaced as well. All the sound deadening, seals, everything. And all new. All these have been repolished. New taillight surrounds. This is the actual reproduction rear bumper. And all these trims, you know, they're so hard to find, these 150 trims. They reproduce them now. When I was looking, you couldn't buy these for $1,000 a pair. They were just, now you can buy them reproduced for I think just under $600. So that's a good thing for those who want to, you know, restore a 150. Yeah, that trim's really nice. I really like those. The 150 trim finishes it off. Let's start it up, eh? Sounds healthy. If you have a look at this ID, or cow tag, sorry. If you have a look at this cow tag, it's a reproduction one you can get off eBay, or I forgot where I got this one, idtags.com or something like that. It was a guy out of Canada. Anyway, he'll make you a copy of yours if you have to give him, you know, proof of what it was and all the details. The only thing extra I added was the accessory. If you have a look closely, it says RHD for right-hand drive. So I just thought that was just a neat touch to put on it, but you know, you can get them reproduced. It's completely legal to get a cow tag reproduced. That's not the issue. The VIN number is a different story, but as you can see, the style says 57-1211. The trim and paint all correct, and going back to that body style 57-1211, if it was a utility sedan, it would have a B after that. So it would read 57-1211B, saying it was a utility sedan. But yeah, you can always tell a factory 57 V8 car. It'll have that V on it. If it just has the Chevrolet, that badge, I think they're 13 on the V8 one and 15 if you've got a 6-cylinder car. So if you just see it with Chevrolet across the top, chances is that it would have been a factory 6-cylinder car originally, or someone had changed the hood, which people do. But this is a factory V8 hood, and I'll just get it a bit closer here and open up the, here we go. So just a small block Chevy, 350 LT1, out of a Corvette. The transmission is a Super T10 out of a same year Corvette. So pretty much Corvette running gear up until the factory 57 rear end. Idling a bit low, I think. It's all gone within. Cold. Thanks guys, that's about it for now. Please like and subscribe. You know, I like making videos about this car and my other 57 that's on another video on my YouTube page. And I also do other stuff as well. I'm into little trail bikes, mini bikes, also do a lot of other stuff. So just come back and have a look, you never know what content's new. Well, I'll see you guys on the next video.